Hello, my name's Nicole Markotić. I'm delighted to be here this evening, reading with all these wonderful writers and celebrating this year's bpNichol Chapbook Award winner. I'm going to read from two poems tonight. The first from my chapbook of 1997, More Excess. Hoodoo Wanderings. 1. Yesterday on the bus, an old woman punched at the window. Her fist thumped until the teenage boy sitting next to her yanked it open. "No," she said, "I wanted the music." And then my two nephews in East Cooley scattered themselves all over the Badlands. Granddaddy Hoodoo squatted on the edge of borrowed land, observed their toes, and the laundry. My sister bakes bread and serves it with peanut butter and drums. I rode the prairies from 10 a.m. till the sun squished below the car's visor and streaked my eyes, cardinal and orange. The whole day the prairies and dancing in the car with Paul Simon Saints. 12 hours later, the prairies in Calgary. My chest against the highway hit the city an hour too soon. My eyes stone open. Still, I missed the Badlands. 2. That woman wasn't punching. I missed the rhythm along with the other passengers. We all tut-tutted, eager to help. Not even the teenage boy recognized her knuckles against window pane. I watched myself kiss her wrinkled fingers, then got off the next stop and entered a coin wash. With a borrowed jacket but no jeans, I waited for the bus as it circled the city, the driver stopping at each ping, and me not ever able to see where the buswoman got off, disembarked, debussed. Promising adventure, my fingers ache where my eyes can't see them, where I haven't drummed on the window, where there isn't the Badlands. Please, I want Winnipeg to be busy and remember me. And now I'm going to read from my latest poetry book, Whelmed, from Coach House Press. In this, I take words that don't or can't or refuse to exist without their prefixes, and I got interested in words such as plussed or couth or whelmed, which gets 2 entries in the book, and then I write a short prose paragraph for each entry. But I'm going to read today from a little bit from the re section because it just got out of hand. There are so many re words. One of my favorites is gurgitate. It gets its own entry. But in this section, they all start piling onto each other more and more and more until it's a mess. A fabulous mess, I hope. Iterately. Over and over, I'm calcitrant about acquiring all thinkable salts. Every seat a collectible. File them obsessively. Never quite recuperate any losses, then inevitably dreading every guarded covery. Forget the emptive Medi. You try to habilitate and habilitate me, but lemon pips relentlessly land in the back alley. My peated bellion juvenates and kindles. Cipient of printed acceptance speeches, but with the mighty logo dacted. I'm a citivist, assented clues, due to my curring Morse and my nunciated joinders. I'm silient. I'm reluctant to nounce. I'm septive to dejection, especially when my feelings come maundered. Just say it, don't spray it. Jug, jug, jug. To taliate would be unreciprocal, but assistance is futile. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ben Walker. As my contribution to the bpNichol Chapbook Award ceremony, I'm going to perform 2 musical adaptations of Stuart Ross poems that originally appeared in chapbooks. The first of these is called Ladies and Gentlemen, Mr. Ron Padgett. got depressed on the subway. I was reading your stuff, started sweating and I fell to my knees, because I wished I had written all of that. I banged my head on the subway floor. It went damn thud, damn thud, damn. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. You're not Ron Justine, who I met in first year. You're not Ron Stewart, the hockey player. You're not Ron Ross, my cousin in Los Angeles. You're not Ron Mandelson, my oldest brother's friend. You're not the movie star Ron Ely. He played Tarzan, but he always seemed a bit too old. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Mr. Ron Paget from Tulsa, Oklahoma, born 1942 during the war. Ron remembers John F. Kennedy's death, remembers Robert Kennedy's death. Ron has a wife and son. Ron writes, Ron teaches, Ron translates. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. What a lousy bunch of words, Ron. Not an image among them. I'm really sorry I buggered things up. You're on to me now. Stand up, Ron, reach across the border. Give me a slap in the face. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. Okay, let's pretend I'm meeting Ron. Let's meet at Toby's Hamburgers. Ron will have the popularity which has mushrooms, and I'll get the truck stop. He'll offer to pay and I'll say no. Then I find I left my wallet at home. The waitress will say, don't worry about it, and everyone will turn their heads. And she'll say, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Paget. 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 The second piece I'm going to do is a ballad. entitled Bunny Baby, the Child with Magnificent Ears. And don't worry, I'm going to give it the full Phil Collins here. I hold no one responsible. Let me make that clear. She feels so guilty about our little Barbie. She tried to keep her figure, of her teenage years. The child's ears, the child's ears, and twitching little nose. But soon he'll be like other boys, and we'll forget this ever happened. Bunny baby, the child with magnificent ears. Bunny baby, the child with magnificent ears. Wildlife officer by occupation, I deal with wild animals every day. And often for the safety of the parkland-loving public, they must be destroyed. I must order them destroyed. But since God gave us little Bobby, I haven't put the hatchet down on any creature's throat. Bunny baby, the child with magnificent ears. Bunny baby, the child with magnificent ears. And when the surgery is complete, I promised Heidi we will move. And our child will play with children who will never know that once his ears were longer than their arms. And my wife Heidi will eat fewer carrots and make some new friends, to make some new friends and get some dental work done. And we'll find a new bridge club. They have bridge clubs everywhere you go. Bunny baby, a child with magnificent ears. Bunny baby, the child with magnificent ears. Bunny baby, the child with magnificent ears. Bunny baby, the child with magnificent ears. Carrots, all she ate was carrots. Carrots, all she ate was carrots. Carrots, all she ate was carrots.
Back. We are back. That was awesome, Ben. Thank you, and thank you to all the readers, the past winners. That was really fantastic.
Yeah, it was really terrific, and it was nice to see everybody across the spectrum of time. So now we're going to move into the final portion of the night. First, Tali Varone and Jacqueline Valencia, to meet the press's collective members, are going to update you on our upcoming Indie Literary Online Symposium, which, mark your calendars, is going to take place November 26th to the 29th, so in roughly a month. After that, we're going to announce the 4 shortlisted prizes for the 2020 bpNichol Chapbook Award.
It's really strange that all of the shortlisted people are called Aaron Tucker. I don't know what happened there, you know. Okay, but a bit more background about the award. The $4,000 prize to the writer of the winning chapbook is generously provided by an anonymous donor. The $500 prize to the publisher of the winning chapbook is generously provided by writers Carl Jurgens and Michael Dean. Past contributors to the publisher prize include Brian Dodora and Jim Smith. Let's take a moment to recognize their significant and generous support.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So our judges for this year's awards were Kanisia Lubrin and Suvankan Thamavanska. We want to thank them for their enthusiasm and their dedication in reading and considering all the works submitted.
We're thrilled to support these titles and their publishers. If you're interested in purchasing the chapbooks, you can, of course, go to the publisher's website. We've also set up a one-stop space on our website for you to order the titles, which will circulate at the end of the night. Thanks again for watching and supporting. And now here are
our shortlisted people. It's very exciting.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Valencia.
And I'm Tali Varone.
On November 26th to the 29th, in place of the Meet the Press's Indie Literary Market this year, we will be presenting the Indie Lit Symposium, where we will announce the winner of the bpNichol Chapbook Award for 2020 and panels including
The Roots of Small Press, The Future of Small Press, Outlaw Presses, Pushing the Boundaries of Small Press, Magazines and Journals, and Small Press and the Craft of Bookmaking.
more information coming at you soon. We're here to announce the shortlist for the bpNichol 2020 award. And the shortlist is right here. First up is Ann Struther Press with two writers. A Toronto-based chapbook publisher, Ann Struther Press is committed to publishing emerging and established writers alike. With an emphasis on poetry, their goal is to produce limited edition book objects that are both beautiful to hold and engaging to read. Manubrium by Tolu Orontoba. Tolu Orontoba was born in Ibadan, Nigeria, and practiced medicine before his current work in project management. His poetry has appeared or is forthcoming in Pleiades, Columbia Journal Online, Obsidian, This Magazine, and the CMAJ, and has been nominated for the Pushcart Prize. He lives in Metro Vancouver. Also nominated and on the shortlist is Hereditary Blue by Oba Osman. Oba Osman is a Somali-Canadian writer from Toronto. She has been published in Rue Magazine, The Puritan, and The Unpublished City Volume 2. She is an MFA candidate at the University of Guelph.
We also have two nominees from Baseline Press. Baseline Press is a poetry micropress based out of London, Ontario. Since 2011, they've been creating limited edition hand-sewn chapbooks for both new and established Canadian poets. Nisa Mali was nominated for her chapbook Remitting. Nisa Mali is a writer and researcher born in Winnipeg and currently living in Toronto. She holds a BFA in writing from the University of Victoria and has completed residencies at the Banff Centre and Artscape Gibraltar Point. Remitting is her first chapbook. Also nominated is Emily Liu for Night Leaves Nothing New. Emily Liu was born in Nanjing in 1991. She earned her BSc at the University of Toronto and her MD at Queen's University. Currently completing residency training in psychiatry, she lives in London, Ontario. Her work has appeared in CMAJ, Loose Leaf, and The Letters page.
Recording videos is hard work. Take 27. Hi everyone, my name is Tolu Orontoba. I'm glad to be joining you virtually, reading two poems from my chapbook Manubrium, published in 2019 by Ann Struther Press. The first poem is called She Says and mentions suicide. She says, "Don't forget to breathe. I grunt through the bull run of my inner ribs, my lungs a muslin sheath of drum. Stagger off the panic bus, pulled over, my night a drunk tank. Here before my pill, the fleet of plungers in my brain is ready to sail. Do we need a prayer or the like for this launch? I have read the warnings. This pill can reach and slash your wrists, but my dark foil is only a suicide note if it succeeds. Stop when you find yourself baying at the moon. The elixir demands scrapings from a sundial's millennial face, from the skid marks of its hours. Autonomy texts show my skull sliced open after for ventilation. The brain has no nerves, so I feel none of the disrobed ants, their clothes crackling the light of urgency in the dark. They wear only boots of dry ice and pneumatic drills. Their mother is the wedding of depth gauges, diviner, wrecking ball of lie detector eyes and jawbones. I want her to tell the secret of blood, how saplings question mark the morning above ground. She says. The second poem is called Manubrium. It's the title poem of the chapbook. Manubrium. I have lost the manubrium, the mandible of a laughing god in bone fields, Geiger counters driven wild by radioaction. Dreadlocks are icy grapnels I grasp in journey to Godhead. My jacket grows heavy with mushrooms on the journey up. I am nothing but a plexus of want, mercurial residues couched in flesh, and potions of drunk daily for strength. I rise unexploded, enriched, isotope full. After the mirage, I charge backwards the long way, a black panzer over fissile idols of my father, as the earth ticks with radium, a borealis of seconds undoing the night as I work. Thank you very much.
Bookmark. The past moves me from closed closets to sealed envelopes. The past moves me into previously occupied bedrooms, the small Tupperware and fence lawns of the same tenant. On Saturdays it tucks me under a thumb. On Sundays I lie over the shoulder. Sometimes I am cloth-like, sometimes a pin in a scarf. Sometimes I am an empty space myself. Other times fluid and spilling over zippers, only to disappear into a previous space. I am an empty gesture in time located behind consequence, a movement into a moment, a memory-based thing, a flag simmering under a foreign ray, a bookmark on a page. Drop. After Cornelius Eady's brutal imagination. When I die, it's like I'm sitting in the backseat of your car. The air rolls over me, and the warm vagueness of I simmers, all of me a gesture towards dying. When I die inside of the backseat of your car. I count backwards into the lonely road. My heart tunnels out, and you look on from a blinking light that points east. When I die, my eyes are sealed, lash to lash. I braid myself against time. In the car, I am inside of a humming body. Red lights coat me. In passing, they turn white hot. In the backseat, there are murmurs, a rumbling, and then a quick drop. When I think about dying, I think about God clapping his hands just once, and all of us falling one by one into a memory. I trace myself along this memory, watch my heart aim itself outward, take on shapes, until I drop again.
My name is Nisa Malley, and I'm reading today from Remitting, my chapbook published with Baseline Press last fall. When drought dries your eyes. A diving bell too heavy to lift cups the bed. Every morning, small fires you can't put out wrestle your nerves down to dust. Near-ground turbulence rolling your dendrites like tumbleweeds. A bulbar storm disinters the atmosphere. Sometimes squall, sometimes fever, sometimes full force gale. Diagnosis is half superstition anyways. Empiricism plus hope plus the placebo effect of naming your enemy. Have you tried sheathing lightning in the soft bellows of your cheek? Gargling salt water to read the residue? These sudden seasons of drought and drowning are enough to steal your balance on the back end. Your doctors keep trying to set up an internal anemometer, and you're out here in the weather station, unsure whether to survey the cloud ceiling or your dry, tinder lungs. Things with no home. Sparrows tumbled from my throat, which is to say the surgery was a success. There's a room again in my peritoneal cavity for things with no home. When they started dust bathing in my costal cartilage, I learned how to breathe from the diaphragm to launch an updraft, how to braid sutures to seam the scratch wounds. When they mistook the sheathing on my nerves for seed casings, I learned how to tighten every lumen to pinpricks, too small for their preglossal tongues, how to jut my jaw so the feathers don't catch in my teeth. Flocks have been found, nesting in coal mines, eating stray moths, unsure when to breed or sleep. The trick is to coax them out into a dark room so they don't notice they're leaving you. Thank you.
Any hour, anything. What we tried to make, we resigned to the corner before our hands could break. The remedy for heart pain is to text your mother often. How was I to know? She said, don't step out into rain. So instead, with our mouths brimming onto the concrete, dappling rainflowers, we filled our chests and every container we could carry. a straining. Instead, say how I failed. You little girl at the public library reading a book's spine's internal logic, head tilted after someone beloved, curved against waiting, the steeled boot in central circulation and returns to the sloshing collection around my heart. I would have said yes to any hour, anything.
So that's it. Thank you again for attending an H of a Night. The four readers are going to be reading for a longer time at our Indie Literary Online Symposium, which again is going to take place November 26th to the 29th with your favorite small presses from across Canada. Please visit our website, meetthepresses.wordpress.com, for details as they come.
And congratulations to Baseline Press and Anne Struther Press, and of course our four listed authors, Tolu, Oba, Emily, and Nisa.
Good night, everybody. Stay safe.
Good night.
Thanks again. Goodbye.
Thank you, Aaron Tucker, and thank you, Aaron Tuckers,
To
everywhere.
all the Aaron Tuckers everywhere. Sleep well. Goodbye. Goodbye, my little Aaron Tuckers.